Yeah, it starts. Today, your name has been spoken a lot of time by a lot of people. Okay. They always, whenever we have a conversation with anyone, your names always pops up with everyone. And for everyone who will be watching this, for them, we have Pato in the house today. Hello, Pato. How are you?
Good, Shashi. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm good. So it's 9 a.m. your time, right?
That's right. That's right. I'm in sunny but really cold Cleveland,
Mhm.
Ohio right now.
Okay.
So
Uh, first I'll start thanking you for that MC snippet. Okay. Because a lot of people, every time whoever comes to me with some kind of a discussion, right? They always come with this problem saying that, Sasi, we don't have the environment where we can learn about marketing cloud. And with
right.
your MC snippet tool, it has basically helped lot and lot of people. And when I started my uh, basically when I start giving this AmScript enablement sessions, I used MC snippet tool to basically demonstrate the AmScript functionalities. So thank you so much, for building that tool and providing it to everyone.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun project. And I'm working right now a little bit on a second iteration of it, just adding more functionality. So I hope that during this year, at the beginning of this year, I can make a little announcement and release some more functionality from snippets. Um,
Mhm.
I don't want to give away any. I don't want to do any spoilers. But yeah, it's been a really fun project. That was the main goal. Basically, it's just giving an environment where you can you know be able to run uh, scripts or play around with some code. Uh, whether you if you have a marketing cloud account, the process of like doing that can take a lot of time, right? You have to log in into the
Mhm.
marketing cloud account, locate the email, test it, preview it, etc., etc. And then when you have to share that, say with like a client or a coworker, you have to tell them, "Oh, go look at the email that I put in this route,"
Mhm.
and then they have to do the same, right? Login. So with this, is basically it's just like a simple way to try stuff out, maybe do some troubleshooting, and then share that snippet with someone else and open it, run it, and whatnot. So I'm doing some improvements on the performance of a tool, and then I'm adding some functionality with some of the free time I have. This year, I'm determined to like add a piece of functionality. I think it's gonna be really useful for the community. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, obviously we'll be very seriously looking forward what you're going to do. So you have already given a spoiler. Spoiler alert to everyone.
Spoiler alert.
uh,
That's right.
yeah. So let's start this conversation. Uh, with your say normally an introduction. Okay, introduction not like what we do in the interview, but like what you want to basically share with us. Okay, your interesting facts or your funny or any those people who hasn't heard about Pato till now.
Okay. 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 Well, I'm from Argentina originally. I was born and raised there. Um, I'm from a small town outside of a capital of Argentina, outside of Buenos Aires. Um, I moved to the United States in 2010 for work.
Mhm.
Where I was working at an agency, and I had an opportunity to move and work here. And then the circumstances of life that I had met, who is now my wife,
Mhm.
and I have two kids. So I still have a lot of family in Argentina that I go visit. We also have offices in Argentina. I'll talk a little bit about that. So I go quite often to Buenos Aires, but I'm here. I'm based in the United States. Um,
Mm.
what else can I tell you? So I started in software development when I was 18 years old. Uh, I started working at a software company doing mobile apps for some airlines and for when before even like the iPhone came out, so it was like the Palm Pilot with like the with the little stylus
Mm.
and the big thing.
Mm.
So it was I learned as I was going to the university to study software engineering. I was working at this company. That's what I started doing, and then after that I started getting a little more into web development. So I work for a digital marketing agency, working as a web developer, and then more like a little more like a move more into the operations side. So when I moved to the US, I started working more as a being the bridge between the team, the delivery team that was still in Buenos Aires,
Mm.
and the account management team and the sales team. Just kind of be able to speak both languages and being to coordinate with those teams to do resource assignments as well as yeah, onboarding management and whatnot.
Mm.
And then in 2012, I started working for a Salesforce partner here in Cleveland, and we were doing a lot of projects. At the time it was on behalf of Exact Target when it was Exact Target. So I got introduced to working with Exact Target. I did a lot of projects for clients for the company I work for, but also for Exact Target's clients. So I will be a TA, a technical architect working on projects next to Exact Target project
Mm.
managers and whatnot. So I learned a lot about ins and outs. I made a lot of mistakes as well, but that brought me a lot of learning, obviously. And I did a lot of really fun stuff. Like I think having the knowledge of relational database design and web development helped me a lot to kind of like see Marketing Cloud as a really powerful platform, but also kind of be able to think outside of the box. So I do uh, things like
Ah.
custom preference centers and things like that. And then
Mm. We'll go there.
at some
I'll go there.
point,
Yeah, I'll go there.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, before we go to the other area, if you have seen my other conversations, I basically dig dive, right? I like
okay,
doing a lot of postmortems. So,
yeah,
uh, you said you started your, career 18 years when you were 18 years, and you were
yeah,
at the same time you were studying also,
yep,
right?
I was studying, yep, yep,
So I'm trying to understand this. Like you're studying as well, and you're working as a software developer. How this actually happens there? Parallelly, you are working as a software developer, and parallelly you are pursuing your computer
yeah,
science engineering as well.
yeah. Um, so um, in Argentina, is quite common that universities usually like at night, or it will be like I don't know
Mm.
from like 7 to 10. My classes will be from 7 to 10 because there is a lot of people that have to work to support
Mm.
themselves and their studies, and that was kind of my case. We didn't like with my family we didn't have a lot of resources where I could just study, and not work. So I kind of had to
Mm.
work. But I think I was lucky that I was able to. I that was my first job. I did other stuff. I teach computer classes before, like when I was in finishing high school and stuff like that. But I was lucky to have the opportunity to do an internship, and I started as an intern at the company, and then uh, um, hold on, give me a second.
Mm. I can understand. Yeah, I think in India
One
it
second.
doesn't. Yeah, in India it doesn't happen this way.
Sorry, Shashi,
No problem.
my son is here with me, and he
Oh,
was coming
yeah,
to ask me
it's
a question.
oh, that's open. See, anybody can come and they can sit down also. They can, I can talk with the son also with the
Yeah,
conversation. I love this because recently, before you, I today only uploaded a conversation with Gajendra who works in Salesforce.
yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so he also has a 2 years old daughter. So she walked in, and I said, bring her, and
Nice.
we had yeah. I talked with her daughter also. Okay, so
Okay.
uh, okay, so
Yeah, he was there. And I was like, come over, stay there.
mm,
He didn't know what to do, so I was like, okay. Sorry. So
mm, mm. So
yeah,
yeah,
so
my point was basically in India, what happens is okay, we don't have this kind of a college where we can go and study at night, and and I like this one. Like I have seen lot of colleges. I few colleges here in Europe, like in I think in France is there, okay, and there is in Madrid or somewhere, and now is there in Sweden as well, where they have colleges for 6 months, and you can go and work for 6 months. So I think
yeah,
someday if I got an opportunity, I'll ask the Indian government to think about this, this kind
yeah,
of a proposal there in India, because what happens here there in India is till you get if you study till your graduation, when you complete your computer BTech, bachelor's in computer science engineering, 18, 19, 20, so 22, 23 years, you're spending on studies till
right.
and after probably 22 or 23, then you go to IT companies. So before that, you don't get an opportunity.
Yeah,
But I like this idea. Okay,
yeah.
so you went to US in 2010, right?
Hmm.
And when did you meet your wife?
I met her right. I mean, we worked together at the same.
Mm,
In a way, she was kind of like working at the in the U.S.
mm,
Office, and I was working, but it was kind of like the same company, different
mm,
divisions, and then I met her there. Like it was kind of like when I moved out here, we started. Um,
mm,
we kept working together, and that's
mm.
how we met.
Okay. So you are from Argentina, right?
Hmm.
So
Yes.
you love Messi. You love Messi.
I don't like football at all. I don't like Messi. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Our
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah. In India, there are a lot of big fans of Messi. Mm.
yeah.
And
I
if
seen.
even if you write a small statement against Messi, okay, in Facebook or in Instagram or anywhere, you will be badly trolled by those fans. They are not going to listen anything against Messi. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm,
I seen videos of like some towns in India like making like
mm,
big murals and things like that
mm.
with Messi's picture and stuff.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah. They are diehard fans. I can call them diehard. Like when they won the World Cup, okay. One of my senior, I follow him in Facebook. He said like, "No, I can die in peace." That what his statements he keeps on writing. There's a
Yeah.
big Messi fan. So when they won, he's like, "Okay, now Messi won it. Now I'm in peace." So
Yeah.
all these things, I get trolled heavily because uh, I tried to support France because of their good performance, but I was trolled heavily by all
Yeah.
those people. Okay,
Right.
so. Mm. So coming back to you, mm, you started your career with C++ and .NET as a .NET developer,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right? And I am also I also started in my college. It was C++. Then I did C Sharp. Okay,
Yep.
and all this .NET, everything from ASP, then ASP.NET and MVC and all. Uh,
Yeah.
so we have some common trends. And uh, in 2012, you started with the exact target,
Yep.
right?
That's right.
And yeah, before they, I was also going through your recommendations. Okay, few recommendations. I'll just quote it out what the people said. If I spell the name, let me correct. I don't want to give a wrong name. So it's JC Hoop. If I'm pronouncing the name correctly, okay, Joshi Hoop. So
Oh yeah, Josie. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, she says you were above and beyond, okay, and came to the table with fresh innovation ideas. So uh, you were always with coming with an ideas, and this is coming. This is around 2016. So what kind of ideas that you always used to bring to the table?
Let me see. Um, Taking a trip down memory lane here. 2016.
Hmm.
I work with Josie she was a PM. I work in account. We worked together around 2014, I think. So, I think we heard one of the cool projects that I work with her was like we had this client that they were using Marketing Cloud with they have three different business units and they wanted to have like development, staging, and production. So they use like business units as their environments to deploy things, and they had a lot of like transaction and emails that they were mission critical. So they wanted to say, okay, we do everything in the dev business unit. Then we move everything to a staging business unit and the internal team test, and then we move everything to the production business unit, and that's when we go live. So I built like a web interface that basically kind of like if you think about it like deployment or package manager, right? That is similar to that, but not. I mean, not really. It allows you to basically grab two business units and say, okay, I want to compare content, I want to compare emails, I want to compare data extensions, and then it will grab all the stuff from those two business units and compare, and then show
Hmm.
you what things exist on the left, what things exist on the right, what things are equals, what things are different. So it will show you, for example, for a data extension, it will show you what fields do you have on the right hand side that you don't have on the left hand side. Or if it was content, it will compare the HTML of a content, so it will show you the differences that were on the both contents, right? So you actually have to choose which elements you are gonna compare, right? I want to compare this email, this extension, and then if it exists on the other business unit, it will show you the differences or not. And then you will have a button that will say, okay, deploy, and it wouldn't it will just overwrite everything from the source business unit to the destination. So I built
Oh
that.
my God. Hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest projects that I built. I built that all with .NET using the SOAP API at the moment, and I built it. Then later on, I built it like as it used to be Hub Exchange, right? But as a app integrated app within Marketing Cloud. So before they had to log in, but now they will just go into Marketing Cloud, choose a business units, and then you will compare. Um,
Oh,
I don't know.
listen.
Yeah. Hmm.
Very, very interesting. Uh, because this one, it never crossed my mind. Uh, when actually, when Cameron basically built this Salesforce companion. Okay, so at the very time, uh, at that time, I was basically showcasing to my management. I had built Quality Center, a tool.
Hmm.
Okay. So during that review, yeah, one of my management had asked, like, Sasi, is there a way that we can build some comparator, like, what is the difference between these two business units, right? What you're deploying and all. Because I
Right.
had designed the tool to basically see the deployment status, how many data
Right.
extension has been built, how many automations are in which status, okay, and other things like automations, journeys, everything I was comparing there. So I was giving in a graphical representation with pie charts and all that. So
Very cool.
this one, yeah, they asked me, and I never thought like, I never thought it. But today you basically helped me with this thought. I will think about it. It's very interesting.
Yeah, the
Uh,
inspiration came like the client had the need. I say, hey, how can we make this process more streamlined? And I, as a developer, I use this tool called Beyond Compare that allow you to like compare code and database. So I was like, oh, it will be cool to do something like this, but for marketing cloud. So that's how I started.
yeah. So when you're making this comparison, did it ever cross your mind with the highlighters, the AmScript highlighters that a lot of people are innovating? That you might think like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I'll design some kind of a highlighter.
So back in the day, I did like, and I think it might be on the Notepad plus plus
Mm,
site,
mm,
like an
mm,
AmScript extension to like highlight AmScript. And then I like when Visual Studio Code came out, I resurfaced that to like use Visual Studio Code,
mm,
Yeah, but I that was like that was actually one of the first thing I kind of did in 2012 when I started this other job, because I don't know, I was editing AppScript with Notepad plus plus and I wanted the autocomplete and stuff like that, so I just went ahead and
mm.
and um and did it.
Yeah.
At some point it was in the
Now,
Notepad plus plus side. Oh, Sublime. Remember Sublime text editor? That was
yeah,
big
Sublime
back
Text.
in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I before Visual Studio Code was cool.
Mm.
Sublime text was a thing. So
Sublime,
that's
yeah,
what like yeah.
yeah. Visual Code that came very late. We also used to have this Sublime Text and all those editors only we used to use before. Uh,
Yeah.
it basically, I think, if I memory is correct, that is 2015, 15, 16. Then only that Visual Code. Maybe I think I came to know about Visual Code. Otherwise,
Yeah, maybe.
before that, I was not aware of this Visual Code also. Though I was working in
Yeah.
.NET all, but I never saw when the
The thing
TypeScript and
was
all this
like
started.
yeah, when you had to like edit AmScript and things
Mm,
like that, you will have opening Visual Studio, right? Depending on the
mm,
machine you have, it will take forever, and then you have with Sublime was like awesome, right? It was simplified. You had the autocomplete and all that stuff.
mm.
And then when Visual Studio Code came, I feel like they pretty much take over.
There is another quote, okay, by Dan Rose, and
Mm.
Dan Rose basically, let me quote what he said. Okay, not everything what he said, but the very important part is
Okay.
Pato is my top 10.
Wow.
Hmm.
Out of
So,
out of out of how many? Out of 11?
yeah, is 2015. He said, yeah, Pato is my now. You said you are in top 11 now.
No, no. Top 10 out of 11. Out of 11 people he knows. Maybe I'm top 10.
I think maybe you can consult him and say, edit this and make it top one. I think now he will be basically proud of making you top one.
Right, right. Yeah.
Mm, so, uh, see, I was going through your career path. Okay, so uh, in your career path, like in 2012, when you started with this company, where you started with this exact target. Okay,
Mm.
this let me see the company name. Yeah, so this is Precision, right?
With precision dialogue.
So
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, Precision Dialogue. Uh, in 2012, okay, you started as a technical architect. Okay,
Yep.
and within 1 year, you were promoted to a director of that company,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, what I see is after 2 years as a two and a half, almost 2.5 years spending as a director, okay, you then started becoming a independent technical consultant.
Yeah.
So why you went for being a independent technical consultant when you were already a director in a company?
So I think I left Precision Dialogue in 2015.
Hmm.
Um, and at that time, I want to be like a freelance, basically. I want to start doing freelance, and it was a very short period of time. from the time I started as a freelance until I actually started my own company, Devs United. You know,
mm, mm,
but at the beginning, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what LinkedIn says about the days and whatnot, but like, yeah, it was. I left Precision Dial, so yeah, I started Precision Dial as a technical architect. Then I moved towards like I was more like solutions engineer type role, and then I led their web development
mm,
uh, practice because they, at Precision Data, they had like an e-commerce team, but they didn't really have like a web development practice. So I kind of like encapsulated the technical architects, the technical architects and the technical developers that did marketing cloud things and the web development team. So it was kind of like a little of cross training there. So we did like websites and also we did like a lot of work on exact target. It was kind of like I would say like a period of in a way experimentation for the company to see how they can expand their horizons and also like for me also a little bit of exploration. But when I left Precision Dialogue, I um I started working as a freelancer and I kind of did a little of everything too. Like I did web development and marketing cloud and all. And then very briefly after, I started Devs United with two other people in Buenos Aires, Argentina. So um, and then from there, it's this is kind of interesting. Like when we started Devs United, it was like even if you were to go in the website back in 2015, it was like we did everything. We did web development, we did like marketing, we did like everything, right? Like Psychor and stuff like that. And again, it was like a really great stage of that journey because it was about exploration, trying to explore what is it, And at the beginning, we did everything. We wanted to be just like another digital marketing firm, just doing everything. And then I think it was 8 months into it, we looked at our clients and we realized that 80% of our revenue came from 20% of our client, and that was marketing cloud. A specialization in marketing cloud, consulting, training, integrations, extending. So we just said, okay, let's not do this other stuff anymore. Let's make it very boutique, very niche to Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and that's how we keep
yeah.
going today.
I would go into Dev United. Okay, definitely
Okay.
I'll go because I have a long list regarding Dev United. I think 2 pages
Yeah.
about Dev United.
That's
Okay,
good. I didn't
so
want to go too much into
yeah,
it, so yeah, that's good.
yeah. So, mm, wo- uh, like when I'm actually looking at your timeline and saw like, okay, 2015, you started
Yep.
with becoming like it's 2015. Yeah. So in around 2015, 16, you started with becoming a freelancer, right?
Yep.
But inside
Yep.
you, was there like you are going to form some company at the time when you were actually
um,
working for Precision itself?
it, it wasn't like. Have you seen the movie Jerry Maguire?
Hmm.
It wasn't like Jerry Maguire that I said, "Oh, I'm leaving this company to start my own business." Yeah. It was more like I did it, I had kind of in the back of my head that that might be something interesting for me to kind of like. I always been my motivation has always been like learn and have experience in different roles and different things in life. So I was so I did all this like kind of like everything that I did in my life up to that point led me to believe at least I did a lot of different roles and I learned a lot about different companies that I work with, from operations to finance to actually delivery. So I wonder if I can combine all that experiences into like trying something.